Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Ratan Pal Singh Randhawa, Assistant Professor in Chemistry at Khalsa College, Patiala. I'm delivering a lecture on physical chemistry, the first part of physical chemistry, that is thermodynamics. So, what is the need of thermodynamics? So, need of thermodynamics is we know we want to study the system, we want to study how the reactions will take place. So, the proper environment we required for the reaction is thermodynamics. For example, if we know the combustion of a gas, so we must know how gas will behave, how the system will respond to that expansion, how a heat will be exchanged and mass can be transferred. So these are the simple examples, but they are all related to thermodynamics. So these are the higher level examples. So we will describe we will move to that examples also by step. So there is a system is shown in a figure. So another is surrounding. So anything which is under consideration means which we are going to study is known as system, and rest part is known as surrounding. So there are a gas molecule, hypothetical gas molecule. We know the gas molecules, they are in the system and they are in the surrounding also. So any gas molecule which is under consideration is a part of a system. So there are various types of systems. One is open system, that means where heat and matter both can be exchanged, means we can change, we can heat. So for example, if we place a hot cup of tea on a table, after few minutes or after few half an hour, it will exchange energy and it will come to a room temperature. So that means it is an open system and heat can be exchanged. Similarly, if we keep it for 2 or 3 days, it will evaporate. Then that means matter can also be exchanged. Similarly, in closed system heat can be exchanged, but mass, if we cover the tea with a plate, so it will won't lose water vapors. So but it will exchange heat and it will cool down to a room temperature. And another system is isolated system. So let us say that similar tea we kept in a isolated container, that means kettle. So it will remain hot at very long time. So heat is lost, but the rate of loss is very low. So isolated systems are those systems where heat loss is negligible. So what are variables? So they basically we want to study thermodynamics, we must know variables. So temperature, pressure, density, concentration, specific gravity, these are the all intensive properties. So intensive properties are those properties which are interval. So for example, pressure, density, concentration means it depends upon number of molecules. Specific gravity is the density relative to water. Viscosity all depends upon number of molecules, number of particles. Surface tension also depends on type of molecules, and other things, heat capacity, vapor pressure, these are all the dependent on the particles, means molecules. So these are the intensive properties. So what about extensive properties? Extensive properties are those properties, for example, volume, internal energy, free energy, means which is related to energy, it is extensive property. And next is a state function. So look at the figure. So state function is a function which depends upon the initial and final state. For example, A is the initial state and B is the final state. So the function, the energy depends upon initial and final state, is known as a state function. And the function which depend upon path followed, that means A to B is the one way to reach B. There are numerous infinite ways to reach B from A, and the path functions are those functions the energy dissipated during A to B are different from the different paths. So that means they are path dependent, therefore energy will be different. So what is the process? So first of all, we know variables, and now there are 8 types of processes, but we will consider In these lectures, we consider 4 types of processes. One is isothermal process, isobaric process, isochoric process, adiabatic process, cyclic process. Then there are 3 left. These 3 throttling process, these 3 will be considered in the engineering courses. So we are studying science, so we'll consider these concepts. That is, temperature is kept constant for isothermal, isobaric is pressure constant, isochoric is volume constant, and adiabatic delta H remains constant. Means the star indicated in the delta H equation indicated at constant pressure. So we have to keep constant pressure for the adiabatic process. To mean there will be no heat exchange will be there. Cyclic process. So I underline the cyclic process. Cyclic process. So what we know about the path system and the this system we considering. So cyclic process. Why cyclic process is important in nature? So why cyclic process is important? Question number 1 is this. So cyclic process is important because in combustion process, so we consider the simple example of a engine, for example, a simple engine, petrol engine, single stroke engine, where the piston is there and piston is expanding and contracting continuously. That means it is under a cyclic process. So that is why we understand the cyclic process. We want to understand the cyclic process. So this is the typical example of a simple cyclic, hypothetical cyclic process, which is working between 2 pressures, that is P1 and P2, with the corresponding volume, that is V1 and V2. For example, the pressure is high, so volume is low, and P2 volume is high and pressure is low. So there are 2 types of cyclic process, reversible and irreversible. So reversible process, the system and surrounding are returned to their original condition before the process took place, and irreversible, a process that cannot return. So that means the few reactions where reversible notation is not there, so that means these are the irreversible processes. Means it won't come to the original condition. So if we come to original condition, so it is a reversible process and we can consider it the cyclic form. So next important topic is work. So why work is important? Because we want to calculate and we want to invent new things. We want to invent the things. We want to invent a efficient system, which efficient is more than 40%. We know the efficiency of an engine is not more than 40%, 42% is there. So some catalyst we are using nowadays, we had increased it to 50%, but it is won't possible to have a 100% output, means energy is 100% converted to work. So that is a big challenge for us. So this is the simple example of PV work done in expansion. So this is expansion. First diagram is for expansion and second is work done in compression. So what will happen to the system? Expansion, volume will increase, heat will decrease, pressure will decrease, and similarly in compression, volume will decrease, heat will increase due to frictional forces, because if we compress it, the tendency of molecules present in the gas molecules, they will try to collide each other, and due to that collision the heat will increase. Similarly, pressure will increase in the system. So these are the work of a system. Thank you very much.